Good afternoon, it's Jack. So I got word that probably going to be making exhaust on that tomorrow if all things go right. I would really love to get the exhaust finished on this thing. There's a lot of stuff inside that I'd like to put on there, but I just don't want to put it on there yet because if it's just going to sit here, it's just going to get grungy, dungy, and dirty, and then all the brand new stuff is going to look, months old before I even get to use it. So, brought a tow dolly home to put this guy on. It's going to be part of the video today. Probably not going to be too long. I did a 25-minute video yesterday, and it took like 18 hours to upload. I even took my phone into town with me, and it still took forever. And that video just uploaded about 30 minutes ago, and I started uploading it at about 9 o'clock last night. So maybe the longer videos aren't no good for my phone, but I enjoyed making the long video and ripping the yard. Ripping the yard is always fun. But I never got around to moving my camera. I need to do that. I have to use the truck pretty much for a ladder to do it, and I'm debating whether I'm gonna do that today as well. That's probably gonna be this weekend. I also got a new antenna for my internet that I got to throw up there at the same time, so it'd just be convenient to have a nice little weekend project for that. So I guess it's time to start loading up the Z. So I have the worst luck when it comes to winch remotes. This is probably like my 6th new one in the last 2 years. Definitely easier with 2 people. And the last engine I had, the oil pan used to touch the tow dollies. This one clears, it's awesome. That means I can tow this thing without having to worry about putting a hole in my oil pan. Like that when I picked it up, but it's still easy money, so it's time to Alright, so that's done. Looking good, roadworthy now. Alright, so this guy's loaded up, ready for the morning. Hopefully no one calls for a U-Haul emergency tonight. But if they do, I'll just jack that guy up and leave it right where it is. Can't wait to get an exhaust on this thing. Now, I want to record making the exhaust. I will be helping the guy with the exhaust, but it's I just don't know how much I want to mix my personal life in with my work life at this point. I want to continue to remain as professional as possible with people I work with. You know, I don't want to accidentally break a rule on YouTube and then get fired over it either, which I'm pretty sure I've probably broken several rules. But yeah, no, I just have to fill it out when I get there. I have to break out the camera and be like, yo, you mind if I record some of this or not? But I'm hoping I can get Daniel to come out there and help us tomorrow as well. But he's want to work on his truck tomorrow at another buddy's shop. So I want to go help him, but it depends on if he calls me or not. I do have 8 V-band clamps total. I got a bunch of 3-inch pipe. I got the exhaust that was on the V6 in the car. I do have a 3-inch muffler back there. I'm hoping we can piece together a cross pipe and make a single exit exhaust out of this thing. 3-inch should be plenty enough big to fit all that exhaust through there. We do got some kittens over there. I might reach on the other side and try to scoop them up. That one guy looks like his eyes are shut. He looks like he wants to see, but he can't. I might help him out a little bit. And then there's this guy, you know, he thinks he deserves all the attention. Just because I'm down here checking out these kittens, you can see he is like, this is prime time right here. And then of course he gotta lick my face. He'd get all up in my face. Are they coming this way? It looks like they were interested in that for a second and they coming over here. This girl right here is an attention whore. She comes straight to me as soon as I got down here. She's like, love me. Since I'm introducing the yard, we'll introduce the greenhouse right here, or I call it a greenhouse. I hadn't really done much work back here since this time last year. Just got too hot, too cold. But this is the time of year I really like working on stuff. I'd have run power out here. I want to run water and I've got a bunch of grow lights that I'm just going to hang from the ceiling. And then I can close the doors up in the winter. I did have a lot of plants at one point, but after I moved here and bought this crappy trailer to fix it up, it you know, takes time and money. Kind of strayed away from the introduction thing. I'll go ahead and give a little introduction on the Volkswagen here. This was supposed to be running now. I did put a motor together for it about halfway through the year. Put a turbo on it. It does run on max ECU. It's got 750cc fuel injectors in there, you know, the Coulomb plugs from a 1.8T. The bottom end is a 1.8 out of course, it's a Mark IV Golf, but it's a dual cam motor or bottom end. 1.8 with I believe it's the forged crankshaft. And it's got a big cam. It's got a ported head that I ported. It's got I think it's Tectonic or Technic valve springs in there with Technic valve spring retainers. This guy, the transmission is currently cracked in half down there. And probably my fault. I probably forgot to put a couple bolts in it. When I got it running, I kind of tossed the motor in and put the ECU in there, wired it all up. And when it started running, I guess I should have double checked myself, but I didn't. That's my fault. I have another transmission casing inside. I'm not sure if I'd want to take the internals of that transmission. The transmission I have inside, I believe, has a different fifth gear, which I would like to use, and it has I believe, a longer final drive. The transmission inside was missing third gear, and it was bolted to this block when I got it. I do have the head to this block, I have the turbo to this block, but I have just a mag speeding rod turbo down there. I say it's little, but that's a pretty big turbo. And then I did all the welding on myself on this thing. It's not the best, prettiest thing, but it works. It's quiet. It don't escape a lot of exhaust gases to the to the inside of the car. This was a junkyard save, pretty much. I bought it not running. It had chop springs on it. I did get it running on the OEM ECU is completely stock. I replaced the suspension on all four corners. I replaced the control arms up front, the tie rods up front. Other than that, I put a windshield in it. I did the Sick Ward in 2023. That was pretty fun. That was an event. That was right after I got this thing running. And boy, did I have problems. The exhaust had been cut off, and the exhaust was actually blowing on my gas tank the whole time down at Sick Week in Florida. So after driving about 45 minutes, it would boil the gas. And when the gas boiled, this thing was not running. And it did toast a couple of fuel pumps. Luckily, I did take a spare fuel pump with me to Sick Week. And I ran into a shop down there at a checkpoint. It was the very first checkpoint of Sick Week, and that is where I got this sticker from. I did go to Sick Week without a hood. He gave me that hood, but then he had sold me these little cups and suspension here. Because when I lowered it, I did not have everything that the car came with, so he filled that out. I gave him like $60, and he gave me the parts to some used polyurethane guys for that thing right there. I've got a photo of this thing somewhere on Sick Week where this guy was way up here, and if it had had a hood, it probably would have went through it. I got some cheap wheels. I got them off of MA Performance on clearance. I think I paid $200 for all four wheels. I like them. I am hoping that I get some video on making that exhaust tomorrow. Today's probably going to be a short and sweet one, because it literally took almost 24 hours to upload my video. And it was only 25 minutes to 8-minute video uploaded in like 30 seconds. So, try to keep it short and sweet today. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.